There's two gospel readings for the fourth Sunday of Lent. We were going in our normal pattern. We would read from the Prodigal Son, which is what the kids are reading from downstairs today. So I had to check with Abby before we began on what readings the kids were listening to. But for us, we're hearing the man born blind, the second scrutiny on the fourth Sunday of Lent. Scrutinies are read, scrutinies are prayed and given for a very intentful reason, because they present some sort of paradigm from the life of Christ to those who are becoming Catholic for them to consider. And really, the scrutinies are something that we all should be considering all of the time, because what it presents are basic tenets of being a Christian, of being a follower of Christ. A basic tenet of being behind Christ is that the world will most likely never agree with what is the truth. The world will never agree where goodness truly lies. And the world will never agree what is actually beautiful. But that goodness, that truth, and that beauty is what is imposed on today in the second scrutiny. The man born blind. We hear about this poor man, and he seems caught in this giant web of people. Caught between the web of people who wouldn't even look at him as they left the city, who wouldn't give him the time of day. Caught in a web of people who blamed his parents, who blamed his family. Caught in a web of people who just consistently and constantly tried to get him to say he saw a different way, that his eyes were opened in a different way. But the man born blind held fast and true to the principles of his first transfiguration, his first change in cleaving onto the person of Christ, his first coming into contact with the miracles of Jesus Christ. The miracle of healing his physical sight, but the miracle of actually being touched and loved and brought in to that inner life. That only one person, only one being could go past the laws of man, could go past whatever made up stuff and malarkey people were spouting in those days, past whatever man-made barriers they had. It was God. God could only love as deep. God could only go as far. God could only love and see what He had created from the very beginnings and foundations of the world. The world is a crazy place, and certainly it was a crazy place with Jesus, and it's a crazy place in our times as well. There is a lot of man-made rules and weird things set up. There is a lot of web of people that are constantly pulling at a Christian and pulling at you and saying, abandon what you believe. No, don't hate. You hate if you don't believe in this or that. You hate a gay person if you don't like gay marriage, if you don't appreciate a gay agenda being shoved down everyone's throat. You hate trans people if you automatically say, no, I think that there is a man and a woman. You become transphobic, you become homophobic, you become hateful in the sight of the world when adhering to the goodness, the truth, and the beauty of the principles of Jesus Christ. And what did Jesus say? Jesus said, if they hate you, know that they hated me first. But hate is not what Jesus offers. Hate is what the world offers. Hate because of a lack of agreement. Hate because of a lack of openness. Quote-unquote openness. But openness in a very specific way. And only on one set of terms. Jesus offers love. And Jesus offers a new life and a new way forward. And if this gospel teaches us anything, it is that the world will pull us apart at every turn and point. Our families will forsake us. Our friends, our close relatives will forsake us. The governments will forsake us if we don't agree with what is popular. But my friends, what is popular is not right. Just because someone has decided to legislate immorality does not all of a sudden make it moral. You adhere to Jesus Christ. In this process of becoming Catholic, you have heard the Word. You have heard the truth. You have heard of the miracles. You have experienced that initial transfiguration that brought you in to inquire, to find out. Don't give up. Don't stop. The world will offer 1,000 reasons to stop. They told the blind man and his family, cast him out of the temple. He's lying. They knew who Jesus was, and they were afraid of him. They were afraid of him because he offers a way that will topple all governments, that will topple all regimes, that will topple all culture. Jesus Christ tells us to love and to love unabashedly. Jesus Christ offers what the goodness, the truth, and the beauty is. It is a life with him. When you hear comparisons, when you hear the competitions happening with others, when someone tries to exercise a raucous amount of control, adhere closer to Christ. Adhere closer to that life. Turn your eyes to the holy things. Grasp a rosary. Go to the Adoration Chapel. Do works of charity, spiritual and corporal. But cast your eyes to holy things, because he's the only thing that saves. Not the world, not anything that is ever offered. And my brothers and sisters, we get to sit here, we get to be here as the scrutinies are presented to those becoming Catholic, to not only pray for them, but to remind ourselves that there is always going to be people in this world that give us reasons and give us arguments for abandoning our Catholic principles. There is going to be people in this world that maybe in little ways say, oh no, just sleep in on Sunday mornings. Look, we just put this new show on Netflix. You can stay up till 2 in the morning and binge it. We know that that's not a good thing. We know that there's going to be times in this world, especially like during Lent, when people say, oh no, have all of the hamburgers you want on Friday. Have all of the meat. Abandon all of it. It's just a little thing. It's just a little thing. And the world always say it's just a little thing. It's just a little bit. But think of our ancestors. Think of our ancestors in the Roman Colosseum before toothed beasts, before they were about to die. They answered their captors not even a grain of incense. They were offered a way out. You can leave. You can leave the Colosseum. You can have a life. If only you would offer a pinch of incense. Even a pinch of incense to the altar of the unnamed gods. And they said, not a grain. Because our faith is something that is unwavering. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The cross of Christ never changes. In times of tumult, in times of woe or unknowing, we cannot waver either. We know that our God does not waver from us. And our purpose in this life is to not waver either. This is one of our missions as Catholics. If your faith makes you ready, the scrutiny will help to prepare you to fully embrace the Roman Catholic Church and to experience the forgiveness and love of God.